All right, let's get into this video right away. I have some new information that is making things make more sense when it comes to the decline of the current Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Warzone. There were things that were unbeknownst to me before, but now I am starting to see, just by happenstance of just cruising Twitter and looking at likes and retweets and just things going around Call of Duty, like I said, that I didn't know before. So this dude here, Art is War, is bringing attention to one of the Call of Duty developers, and this whole thread is really super interesting, and it really speaks to what is actually happening and who these people are behind. Not just the big names, but the people behind the actual decision makings that come to Call of Duty. That, like I said, I didn't even know until now, and you're going to also find this out as well, that there were people who were making Modern Warfare 2019 and working on Warzone and working on other Call of Duties that are still working Infinity Ward that don't actually partake in the major decision makings anymore. This guy here, who is the game director at Infinity Ward, which I didn't know who Jack Wahara was. He only has 852 followers, 254 followers, only followed by Charlie Intel of the people that I follow on Twitter. But he is the game director at Infinity Ward who makes some of the biggest decisions. And we're going to see his bullshit, his ego, and just his overall beta maleness that is leading to the demise of Call of Duty. These people who are in charge of making the big decisions are in fact leading us down the road of Call of Duty despair. This guy thinks it's funny to meme the dropping of player base of COD instead of taking ownership of his shortcomings as a game lead. He proudly nerfed other playstyles for his own ego. W game dev strats. So the start of this whole thread was this tweet from a year ago where he's making fun of Elden Ring. Lost 50% of its player base in just 1 month. Rough launch, not enough content, silence from the developer, and no roadmap or battle pass in sight. Dead game. Trying to meme on the fact that that's what people are saying about Call of Duty, but comparing a single player game to a $700 zillion full price game that's supposed to have battle passes and whatnot doesn't really make much sense, and it's just him being a, like he says, Siri defined, tone deaf and egotistical. Ghost of Hope here, who is a very big Call of Duty player and leaker, 45,000 followers as well on March 4th. Bro thinks a single player game is comparable to a premium $70 multiplayer game and a free to play battle royale combined. Crazy. Other people are in here as well. What's with this egos on these devs? If Warzone was Activision's only game, they would be in a pretty serious shit. The stock not taking a hit has them saved. And this guy actually dropping a major red pill here. What if I told you the entire ruling class is operating on this false sense of entitlement? Why do you think movies suck ass? Now here's another guy as well showing about how these developers at Infinity Ward, as this guy said, are cockroaches and just overall trash. That was built into this thread right here. So you take a look at this guy here. I love seeing the top Warzone creators finally realizing just how badly the cockroach lead developers in Infinity Ward have ruined everything. Trust me, it's not Activision or Raven Software ruining Warzone. It's Infinity Ward lead developers. So it's not Activision, it's not Infinity Ward, it's the actual people working there. These are the people who are egotistical, beta male simps. So what happened here was that this guy, the game director at Infinity Ward, is apparently liking tweets and not liking tweets and just not taking what people are saying in the community seriously. In fact, what is happening is that the people are complaining about the game, and then these developers are behind our back without us knowing, ridiculing us. That's the point I think I should have said from the beginning. I don't know why it took me so long to get to that point. So what we're taking from this, and what I want you to take from this, is that we are complaining about the game. We are giving critical feedback. We are giving, as a community, what we feel the game needs as a consumer. We purchased it. We want something from the game. This is what we're asking the developers to give us. This is what we've liked before. And we are being ridiculed for it by the actual people that we don't know about. Like I said, before this video started, I didn't know who these people were, but these are big names, the game directors. These are the people in charge who make the big decisions that I wasn't even aware of. Only has 800 something followers. Didn't know the guy even was out here, and he is out here ridiculing us. For example, this one right here, he liked this tweet, but I'm nothing without slide cancels. I think, trust me on this on top of it, I'm not a big fan of slide cancels, all that, but this is just an analogy for the whole Call of Duty and what's going down the drain. So when people out here want to try to defend these developers, because before in the past, I have been sitting here and being very critical of these developers, and people have tried to say, no, it's Activision, they're the ones who control developers, oh, it's not their faults. Well, these threads and what's going on and what's coming to light more and more on social media is that it actually is these developers, not the big conglomerate corporations. It's not the people of unknown origin who are controlling the Call of Duty destiny. No, there are specific people at these development teams who are sabotaging these games with their ego beta male takes. But I'm nothing without slide canceling. If you're nothing without slide canceling, then you shouldn't have it. And Infinity Ward essentially just saying, no, we're not listening to you. And this guy, game director Infinity Ward, tweeting this out and liking that. He likes. That's the whole point. Here he is. He's liking that. And this guy, Artist War, I fucking hate this. What a little bitch boy. 100% facts. He definitely has a 0.6k KD, probably doesn't even play the game, should lose their job and never be allowed to work with anyone, anything having to do with design, ideas, balance, etc. How do people this horrendously bad at their job get this high up? Its chain is beyond me. I mean, let's look and see who this guy really is. Let's see, he's changed his Twitter account a bit, but let's see who this guy is. I'm surprised he doesn't have his pronouns in his Twitter bio. There's his dog, and I'm not a bad looking dog. His takes are pretty bad. You got the Ghost of Hope out here, who is like I said, a big COD leaker. All these people, this whole damn thread is people I never even knew were, quite frankly, big names in Call of Duty that I wasn't privy to. And now we're seeing what is going on. But I just want to get to this, show this video to you, break it down, let you know, give you some inside information that a lot of almost guaranteed anyone watching this video didn't even know about these people. So when people try to say it's Activision's fault or someone else's fault, no. We put the blame on the developers. The developers are the ones who actually seem to be controlling the destiny of Call of Duty, and they are the pricks who are not succumbing to our actual wants and needs as a community and paying customer. Now the question we have to bring up here, we have to discuss a little bit, and I just made a video about this, my last video rather in fact, about how there is no hope for the future of Call of Duty for the next 2 years or so until the Treyarch game comes out. And obviously this video has reiterated that point with these developers, and that doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon, that these developers are the reason why this game sucks so bad. People in charge of making decisions don't want to listen to us and are so full of ego and hubris and just pricks all around that they won't budge on what they feel is actually what is needed in a game, even though they don't even play the damn game. And the same thing happened at Sledgehammer Games. I don't know if you guys remember, or maybe you don't know, Call of Duty World War II, Sledgehammer's last actual real game, not one that was thrust upon them with no time for development, because Infinity Ward and other development teams obviously are rather run by morons. At the beginning of Call of World War II, it was horrible, was not good at all. People were asking for changes, were trying to tell the developers, whether it be like no-name Call of Duty YouTubers to the big-name Call of Duty Activision paid advertisement shill corporation, otherwise known as Twitch streamers, were all complaining about the game and what needed to be done to make it better. And the people at Sledgehammer Games, the developers like Michael Condrey and whatnot, wouldn't budge because they're egotistical pricks, right? I don't know what else to say. Michael Condrey and his buddy Glenn Schofield, the guy who was more worried about making paintings than actually making a good Call of Duty, they got kicked out and were fired and had to go do something else. The new people that took over actually started to listen to what the community wanted, and then the last 6 months of Call of World War II was actually good. They redid the perks, they redid the guns, they added what needed to be done to the game and all the balancing issues, and it actually turned into a damn decent Call of Duty because the people who were in charge, who weren't listening to us, got fired. Seems like that's the exact same thing that's happening right now. Like my video said earlier, for the foreseeable future, we are in definite trouble, which leads me to wonder now what's going to happen at Treyarch. What kind of people they got working there? Desert Dave isn't around anymore, which may be a good thing because that dude was deep throating the Call of Duty esports dong, and he might be one of the people who led us down this nonsense of skill-based matchmaking and competitive Call of Duty.
You know what, there goes the day. You know what, buddy? I like MLG. Rank play Call of Duty is amazing. Do you see how amazing the rank play is here in Call of Duty? Do you see how awesome that is?
Good news for that. The rank play was done by Treyarch. In order to why rank play is so popular is because everything else is so bad, and it's the only thing that's actually done well, and it's done by Treyarch, which therefore ties into me getting some hope. I know, right? Same thing every year. I tell you what, guys, next year, Call of Duty's gonna be saved. Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, whatever developers making next Call of Duty, insert them in this conversation, is gonna save Call of Duty. It's gonna be great. Trust me, guys. Next year, this is without doubt. I'm Face Center. I'm Modern Warzone. I'm Charlie Intel. I'm every Call of Duty Activision YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be the best Call of Duty ever. Right? We've all seen that shit. Same story every year. But who's working at Treyarch? They did make the rank play. It was the only good mode that people really seem to be into. Personally, not my kind of bag of tea, not my cut of the jib, if you know what I'm saying. But as everything else is so bad, that's why it looks so good, and it's Treyarch who's actually doing it, and they seem to be the only developer that has any kind of skill or is in fact any good at their jobs. And they have made the last few Call of Duties. Cold War was, I don't know, man. I don't know. How can I slow this down and just make the point that the future Call of Duties are looking horrible, and I don't have much hope for Treyarch. Who's working there? I don't know what Gen Z person or whatever they define themselves as, or what kind of egotistical 40,000 times this thing going on and making sure to donate to Ukraine and Black Lives, all that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. I think these people people have got brain rot. They've been just totally sucked in and just getting signals from the moon base where CNN telecast 24/7 with hypnotic, suggestive, corporate nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. The interdimensional child is around here. I tell you what, guys, you gotta watch out. It doesn't look good, but I tell you what, it's spicy, it's juicy, a lot of drama for your mama out here. Hope you enjoyed this fantastic, amazing video. You are beautiful peoples. I love you all. Appreciate you coming on this ride, this fantastic voyage. Rest in peace, Coolio. And last but not least, the most important question, authority, and don't let the reptilian Call of Duty Activision dipshit bring us down. Peace out.